Good morning, everyone. It's 3rd of September. Again, when I say that, it just seems like this year has gone so fast. But even in that, I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and it seemed, because we hadn't seen each other at church for over 5 months, it seemed like we hadn't spoken to each other for ages. And it was just, one of those conversations where you think back at a year that's just been so different, challenging, testing in many ways. But here we are, and the Lord has given us another day, and it's great to be able to share this morning's devotion with you. And last time, or not last time, but the time before, I mentioned about Proverbs, and I thought maybe for the next few devotions that I would do, I'll just share from a proverb from that particular day. So you'll know that there's a proverb for each day of the month, 31 proverbs in all, and today being the third, from Proverbs 3, we're going to read some verses that I'm sure you're very familiar with, and some that are always encouraging and uplifting. So Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." And the title for Proverbs 3 is Guidance for the Young. Again, just if I can encourage you to read through the whole of Proverbs 3, there's so much wisdom, encouragement, and instruction in these Proverbs. But just these few verses, I'm sure you've heard sermons or teaching on these verses before. But just for this morning, it's hard to know who or what to trust in days like these. We hear so many different reports, so many things that we leave us with so many questions, so many things that contradict each other. And in that, trust is broken. I think, sometimes that trust in us is broken down, and we can be left thinking, who or what do I believe here? What is going on? Well, the Word of God this morning, and I want to encourage you in that there is one who we can trust in, and there is one in whom we can believe, and that is the Lord. He is faithful, and he is true, and he is reliable, and he is trustworthy. So the first encouragement today is that in a world where you may be, starting to distrust everything that you're hearing, trust in the Lord, for he is trustworthy. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. That's not just partly. Sometimes we hang on to something to protect ourselves. We don't fully give ourselves to somebody or to a situation or, to something because we've still got that little bit of distrust there. Well, we can trust the Lord wholeheartedly. So give your whole heart to him and trust in him, because he is trustworthy. Lean not on your own understanding, it says next. This is something that I hear, I can hear myself speaking sometimes, and I think all I'm doing is speaking what my own mind is coming up with, my own understanding. I am very one-dimensional. I am logical and rational, and often think, I wish if everybody just thought the way I did, things would be okay. That's how deceptive and deceitful my own heart is. We've heard over the last few days, I think Tom's teaching and Anthony's devotion, the deception of our own hearts. We're not to lean on our own understanding. We're to look and to trust in the Lord, who is beyond our understanding, and not to trust in or to lean on our own understanding. It's hard sometimes, because often, for most of our life, we have lent on our own understanding, and maybe it's served us well. Maybe in some cases it hasn't. But in either, it's time to stop leaning on our own understanding and to start trusting in the Lord and his ways. Then it says, in all your ways acknowledge him. I think everything, in all your ways. What are you going to do today? Some tasks you may feel are kind of meaningless or, just kind of monotonous or something. But the Lord wants He wants relationship. He knows about the monotonous day that you might have. He knows about the things that are ahead today. And he wants you to acknowledge him in all of your ways. So those things that you think, how are you thinking? What are you thinking today? Who are you thinking about, and how are you thinking about them? Acknowledge Jesus in all the ways that you would think today. In all the words that you would speak today. Is this going to be edifying? Are you acknowledging Jesus in the words that you're going to speak today? I just challenge you today to think about that as you are speaking. In your actions today, what are you doing? What are the things that you are actually doing? Are you acknowledging the Lord in the things that you're doing? And just those three simple things, think about it today. What you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing. Have you acknowledged the Lord into all of those things in your own life? That's a challenge for you today. And then because it says the promise of doing these things is that he will make the way straight. That's the interpretation of this final verse here. He shall direct your paths. It means he will make the way straight. He will direct your path. So for many of us, I know there may be mountains ahead. You may look ahead in your life and think there's emotional mountains, there's financial mountains, there's challenges at work that seems like mountains. There can be all kinds of things that we can look at and think, how am I going to overcome these things today and in the coming days? Well, the Word of God in this instruction today tells us how we can overcome these mountains a step at a time, a day at a time, a moment at a time, is to trust in the Lord, not to lean on your own understanding, acknowledge him in everything, and he will make the way straight. And I pray that would be the case today for you. I pray it would be the case for me, because there's so much I need to learn and to apply in my own life. And I hope that you will be encouraged, and you will know that the Lord is trustworthy today. So bless you guys. Hope to see you soon.